Today could be the biggest shift of your life, November 15th, 2025, especially if you responded to the title of this message. And that message was received by me through Wilhelm on November 15th of 2020. But we all take a while to accept ourselves and understand who we are. And we could have gone through so many terrible, horrible things throughout our lives to question why we're seeing our lives in the world the way it is now. And that answer will be because we have yet to take that next step on who we're meant to become. And that's the only reason that our lives would be in a little bit of chaos, or the world would be that way, because we are manifesting and creating both. And we do that through our consciousness. I'm going to read that message to you because I think it's really important for us to understand where we are right now and the power that you hold within you to change and reverse everything that has happened in your life and everything that's happened in the world, so we could change everything. That is the power we each hold. But it takes a while for us to understand that, which is our self-actualization process, our ascension process, personal development. It's all the same for each of us because it happens inside. It happens inside us. But we each have different evolutionary paths, and we also have different blockages that may have prevented us from owning who we are, and we could still be trying to change everyone else instead of changing ourselves. And that's what I was doing, because I had to own who I was, as you're meant to do, because I was also meant to help you accomplish that. We each have a role that we take on, but when we don't do it, things can get off track, so to speak. And that might be what's occurring for you. And this is the message that came through. You never wanted to change them. You wanted to change you. That sentence is correct for every individual, and not understanding this concept is the source of the discourse you witness in the world and your life. There is no separation. This morning we awakened Roger quite early, and he glanced at a news report showing demonstrations and brawls that erupted in the United States Capitol. Of course, we would have to go there, for we have said you are all in a massive restructuring that begins within each of you and never in the other person, although you do use others to discover yourself. You find it challenging to perform self-reflection without examples provided to you by others. You each were born to accomplish something unique to you and congruent with your soul's evolution and timeline. You don't have to understand that sentence, but we will have it make sense in your current physical life experience. You must come to determine or recognize what it is you want to achieve in your life now. When Roger observed the conflicts, what came to his awareness was many were fighting with one another to find their power and control. But the source of that power and control never existed out there somewhere. It is within each of you. We will now prove it to you. Months ago, we told Roger not to become distracted with the current election in the United States, for it has already been decided. At that time, Roger listened to us and got back to his purpose, which he could have easily avoided again, as he has done for eons. What he wanted to do in this lifetime is to embrace and own his leadership skills, intuitive communication, and helping others utilize their untapped ability to evolve. Roger, like you, did not know for sure he could do that. You fear what you think you want to do, for you believe you may not have the ability, and that is never true. Yesterday, Roger held his webinar, which we said would be successful and yield better returns than his previous endeavors, because that webinar was aligned with his life purpose. Several days ago, Roger recorded a video saying, of course through us, that once you find your life purpose, you will have little time for anything else. And now the truth of those words resonate for him. Many of you will find yourself moving to new areas of your life due to your world's conditions. You will find your focus returning to what you desire to create in this life and continually find more courage to move in that direction. We must leave you with this. Many of you have thought that seeing is believing was valuable when, in fact, it derailed you. Believing causes sight. You will be fine. And what that is saying to each of us is that we can see things right in front of us and not understand it, and that's exactly what I did. I couldn't have known that I had developed this work through everything I had moved through in my life, but you've done the same thing. And then we discover it. But now is the time that we're meant to step into it. And you will see on the site today, there was a channeling session held on November 15th last year that will explain more of what is occurring right now. Wilhelm has given me information always ahead of time, but we each have different skills and talents that we will develop. But sometimes we are afraid of it, and I didn't trust this, and I was afraid of it as well. But now that's why I must change, is you're meant to step into your power today. And you'll see a message on the site today that says about being a daredevil. That's something that most of us have not been able to do many times in our lives, where we can't take that risk and embody who we know we're supposed to become. And then we can look at our world now and know that it's time for us to make that change. And that's what I'm doing. Enjoy this information. And as you read the messages for this date, you will understand so much more. Because we progress over time, linear time. And I didn't receive information from Wilhelm that way. And that was the thing I had to accept. But we all must accept that we receive guidance. And when we decide to believe it, things will change. See you soon.